guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to show you how to make this beautiful dress that I'm wearing. This is actually very versatile. You can dress it down, you can dress it up. So for today, as you can see, I'm wearing it so dressed up. I absolutely love the cold shoulder detail. Love this dress. Oh my gosh, I just want to go somewhere today, somewhere fancy. So if you want to learn how I made this dress, keep watching. So the first thing I will do is cut out the bodice. If you want to learn how to make your own bodice patterns, I have a tutorial for that, and I'm just going to leave it in the description box below so you can go ahead and check that out. Now I am just going to pin the pattern on the fabric. Now I'm just adding 1 inch allowance on side seams and shoulder seams. And I will need 2 pieces of this. As you can see, I just used the same pattern, and for the back piece, the neckline is a little higher than the front. Because the fabrics that I'm using is really thin, I decided to line it. And here I am just using a white fabric, same material, same type of material, and I'm just going to cut it out. I am going to line the front and the back. This white fabric that I'm using was actually a leftover fabric from one of my previous sewing video. Then you will have something like this, and now I'm just going to sew these 2 pieces together. Be sure that the right sides of the fabrics are facing each other. Now I am just going to pin it so when I start sewing, it will not move around. Now I am just going to sew the fabrics just on the edge of the fabric. I would say about 1/4 inch on the neckline right there. You will do the same for the back piece of the dress. You're just going to sew the 2 pieces together and then sew it on the neckline. Now you're just going to turn the right sides of the fabrics here to reveal a finished neckline, just like so. Now I'm getting ready to sew the side seams and the shoulder seams. And here I am sewing the shoulder seams first, and this is around 1/2 inch seam allowance. Now I am sewing the side seams using a 1/2 inch seam allowance. And here I am showing you a small version how to cut the skirt. Because the skirt was really long, I didn't have enough room, so I decided to make a small version. And this method is actually called bias cut. So this is an A-line skirt cut on a bias. So you basically fold the fabrics like this. On the pointed side, that is where the waistline is going to be. And then from here going down is the length of the skirt. And on the hemline, be sure to add 1 inch allowance. And you're just going to mark it until you reach the other end of the fabric. It should be 90 degrees angle. The way I cut the fabric is going to be just 1 piece. So I'm going to have 1 back seam. To get the waistline measurement is actually just divided by 2, and then you will add 1 inch allowance. Now I am going to sew the back seam of the skirt. And I decided to line it as well because the fabric was really thin and I did not want it to be see-through, so I decided to add this lining. Then I'm just going to pin it on the wrong side of the skirt and I'm going to sew it. Now this is going to be the sleeves of the dress. So basically it is just a rectangle fabric that I cut in half. Then I'm going to finish the raw edges like this. And then I am going to gather it like this. And of course, you are going to repeat the same process on the other piece. And they should look like this. I actually used my serger to gather the sleeves. And here I ended up replacing the white fabric that I used as a lining, but the process is still the same. Now I am going to put the bodice inside the skirt. The right sides of the fabrics should be facing each other. Since the skirt will only have 1 back seam, it's kind of hard to figure out the center. So what I did was I fold the skirt in half and made a notch so I can easily find the center once I started pinning the 2 pieces together. Now I'm just going to sew it all the way around. Now it's time to add the sleeves on the dress. Now put the sleeves inside the armhole and be sure that the right sides of the fabrics are facing each other. Then pin it to secure, and I will suggest that you'll do a basting stitch first, so it is much easier for you to make an adjustment. And then once you are satisfied the way it looks, you can just go back and sew it using a regular stitch. As you can see, I did not fast forward this clip right here because I want you to see the process, because this is a little tricky. I promise you, I got confused quite a few times while I was pinning the sleeves. Now I will do a basting stitch just on the edge. And it should look something like this. And of course, you are going to repeat the same process on the other sleeve. And here I overlock all the raw edges just to make everything nice and pretty. Now I am going to finish the sleeves by folding it like this, and I'm actually going to hand stitch it. To hand stitch it using an invisible stitch. As you can see, I am sewing just on the lining. I am making sure that I'm only catching one fabric so the front is seamless. I also finished the sleeve hems the same method, and they should look like this. So that's it, you guys, and I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I will see you soon. Bye!